1826, Jedediah Smith, first mountain man, counted 27 grizzly bears. So he doesn't stay long. He writes the number down. 2 days later, from another hill, he looks down. There's 20 odd black bears over here. So there were separate domains: grizzly bear, black bear. But the grizzly bear would be. Castro is a Depression-era movie theater here with the balconies and the hanging curtains. And see what they got. They do the old films as well as the festival. We're not allowed to go down that street, so come back on the special film noir exhibit. What's going here now?
Yeah.
Patty Duke. Who else? Who else would be? Patty Duke, who died, 2 weeks ago, the miracle worker. And Bancroft. Valley of the Dolls, she was in that too, right? This God-shaped queen, as it has been apparently. It's not the big show that it was. The rainbow flag up here on the left used to symbolize a broad coalition of minority groups. Now the gays have kind of appropriated it for themselves. Garages, as I say, frequently have people inside living. I lived in one myself. I was in a block. 11 garage apartments. They're all illegal because the ceilings are too low. But the city couldn't function without garage apartments. Gotta have places for, waiters and bellmen, service workers to stay too. As this has become the most expensive city in the United States to live. On the other hand, the rent control, if you got in there 30 years ago and nobody remodeled, they didn't have a reason to kick you out. You have incredible bargains. Now, the driver who came up, picked up those wine country people that we had this morning to the woods, he's been in the same Pacific Heights apartment. Nice old lady keeps him there for about 30 years and he pays almost nothing. Look at the mural on the left here, the rolling hills and vales, the Central Valley. The colors are significant. The green is fertility, the red and yellow, of course, now we understand is droughts. Now, when you get enough rainfall, that Central Valley produces 25% of the fertility without hitting everything. It's not easily done. Look at these Split Mountain. This was hard bay to find. The Indians told the Spaniards, go north, you'll see a great bay, but once there was just a huge mountain peak. This had to be a mythical bay, not a physical bay, and that's one reason the Spanish Navy never saw this. Got a little niche in the coastline. Took the Spanish Army, Lieutenant Ortega wandering up the hill to find the bay. Here we are 200 years later. You're looking at a metropolitan area of more than 7 million. San Francisco's 12-13%. Some will remember the old Dionne Warwick song, Do You Know the Way to San Jose? Maybe it made sense. 1960, whenever it was. Children of yesteryear. Well, it's changed a bit. Highly fashionable, extremely expensive. Look how close together the buildings are. As I said, an inch between the houses. That's a minimum. Look between these houses, nothing between them. There's semi-attached. There's totally attached. Long ways back to scenic later. Little gardens in front, pocket gardens. Bottled brush. Now these trees are planted by the League of the Urban Forest. They're planted by individual citizens. These trees. They never had any problem getting new volunteers to plant trees, though. There's a little bit of Johnny Appleseed and all of it. Jerry Garcia, some remember him? Jerry Garcia, the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
The house they lived in over here on the right. He finally painted his steps. Haight-Ashbury to some is like a shrine if you're a child of the 60s. People waited all their lives to get here and see what it is. Well, we're following on Ashbury Street right now. Some of the big Victorian. Now, these are from the 1880s, and these survived the earthquake and fire. They sort of swirled down and around.
Oh, that's...
Just swing out one more block here and come back and let's see the whole thing. One of those places where a picture's worth 1,000 words. You can see all the opportunities. That's the Panhandle up ahead. Panhandle because Golden Gate Park is shaped like a spatula blade. It's 4 miles long and about a half a mile wide. Well, this is a lot narrower. It looks like the handle of a spatula. If you put the park and the spatula together, it covers over half the city in terms of being a narrow strip. Check out the color schemes past the tattoo place on Haight. Jamming at the Haight here on the right. Building styles. I like the classic Queen Anne over there, that turret with a spire on the left. It's an interesting apothecary drugstore. It's called the Twisted Thistle.
Oh, Thistle.
What do you find in Twisted Thistles in terms of exotic herbs? Oh, the lady's legs are out the window again. What happened up here? Nice that. Check that out on the right. Yes, Piedmont Boutique. You got your picture on that, I'm sure. Good bird. Grape Express. There's new stuff here every couple of weeks. Now notice the street signs for Haight-Ashbury. They're way up here. Guess why? Way up, so nobody can climb up and tear them down. These are mementos. People say, "Hey, I've been to the Haight-Ashbury. I got the proof." And way up there, you can climb up and see them. Here's a little red house. See the lady up there with the red hair? Somebody remember Jimi Hendrix singing about his red house? That's what it is, right up above us. Red house.
Jimi Hendrix.
Tiana Street Market. And up in the corner, the shrine to the Haight-Ashbury group. If you're a child of the sick, this is interesting too. Tibetan Book of the Dead was a big bestseller here. Look at all the jewelry. Something about Far East Tibet. Look on the left up there. Jerry Garcia in his young days. George Harrison of the Beatles on the left. And what do you know? There's Janis Joplin still looking for her. Bobby McGee.
Where is he looking?
Or her.
Oh, here. She's the lead.
Lord, the Mercedes Benz. Yes. Friends over there. Porsches. I must make amends.
1967.
Places went belly up here on the right. One of the little places. It's funny, the wasteland used to be far out. Now it almost looks middle class. I mean, like what they offer in the windows to the... Oh, no, it's coming. Interesting garments there on the right.
This is
And on the left, check into Decades of Fashion. You can walk in there as a 2015, come out as a zoot suiter from the 1940s, as a hoofer or as a flapper. You've got every one of the decades there, clothing styles. Kind of Goodwill store, you'd expect that. Used to call it psychedelic painting. Maybe you saw the illuminated dinosaur there back on the left. Look at the colors of the rainbow here from the side. Color deals very interesting in places. They will be in the next corner too. Now this was a movie theater, and I guess they next to Alembic, they've gone into movie theater to become a regular theater now. Sort of short. Cha Cha Cha. If you like Hispanic foods, they've got the exotic cuisines from everywhere from Guatemala down to Chile. It's pretty good. And there you go. They get ghostly figures on the right. Patron saints of the Haight-Ashbury. Janis Joplin, Jerry Garcia, and of course Jimi Hendrix. Notice they're enshadowed by the deathly figure. Some remember the Black Panthers, the radical group of the 1960s. This was put up on the wall some years ago, about 40. It's still here. Centered mostly in Oakland, but certainly have the following here. They're listening to the Navy Band, which performed Sunday. Now the Navy Band has gone to Taps, of course. We've got a local band. It's fairly decent on Sunday. All kinds of entertainers. And a couple of museums up there on the left. Notice the greenery on top. The Science Museum is cooled by photosynthesis. Yeah, see that with the sun coming through, the lights, the oxygen produced by the greenery on the roof is cycled down into the building. That's the new way of conditioning a place. Now they've got a tropical rainforest in there. It's quite something. Special exhibit. You'll see Terry the Tyrannosaurus as you walk in. Fairly small as Tyrannosauruses go. It's a great science museum, Hall of Minerals, aquarium, planetarium. Oscar de la Renta is the big exhibit here. It's a wonderful art museum. If you were here 20 years ago, it was Greco-Roman. This is the new design. Now this is reddish. It's because it's copper. But copper exposed to atmospheric oxygen turns what color? Green. It'll be in consonance with pro-green, pro-ecology sentiments here. And on the left, Van Shell, the 1915 Panama Canal Party. That's the second of three that you still left. Now the restrooms will be in back of that. We stop here for about 15 minutes. Because some people want to go in and find out what the future holds in store at the Japanese Tea Garden. First place in the West. Student in Vienna, Austria. When he got here, it took him 13 years to convince the skeptics the bridge would stand, even though he built the first folding bridges over the Chicago River. The good thing it took him that long, because they didn't start building until 1934, in the depths of the Great Depression, and that was a good job. $6 a day, you couldn't beat that. $6 a day. A lot of people getting no dollars a day. They were watching from below. I mean, after all, maybe it's pretty windy up there. Maybe you'd fall down on the job. Open a place on the construction team for you. To tell you would probably be caught. There was a net here that saved the lives of 19 workers in 1 month. Those 19 guys formed a memorable fraternity called the Halfway to Hell Club. 220 feet to the water. Fall from here, 220. That's ample distance to attain terminal velocity. Many lives were saved. Now, you saw the net barbed wire back there. Every year there's a measure to extend the barbed wire all the way across to limit number of suicides. How unfortunate for all the grandeur. The Golden Gate is one of those romantic stepping off spots in the West. 220 feet terminal velocity. Ouch. Well, people jump, change their minds. We know that. It's a little late. Some have survived. One guy survived because he caromed off the concrete base that softened the hitting water. So every couple of years, a measure on the ballot to extend the barbed wire fence. The city votes about it. They think about it. They say no. We like our view. If someone wants to end it, he, she will find some other way. So sad to say, the beat goes on. Plop, plop. Every 2 weeks, somebody hits the water. Well, there have been survivors. 26. Now, that's not too good out of thousands. So what they're going to do now is put back the net that saved the lives of all the careless workers. And that'll cost $70 million. It's going to go 10 feet either side. Catch more than people. It's going to catch Coke cans, candy wrappers, you name it. But it's a big mortality rate. An idea of whose time is now. The tough part of the bridge was getting the watertight compartments in place so they could go down and drill permanent foundations. Towers went up in 3 sections. Then the cables were strung. Now, not these little cables. The big cables overhead they're not solid. Each one contains 270 packets of 100 wires each. So you multiply that out 27,000 times 2 either side. That's what's holding us high and dry. It's a nice swoop here. One fine day in 1937, you could actually walk the main span when it was finished. Then derby hats, the ladies in styles, walked there. 50 years later, you can do it again. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the Golden Gate walk. I figured nobody would show up. Guess again. 600,000 people stood here. Can you believe they flattened it out? It looked like it. No traffic jam on that. 600,000. Good thing nobody panicked because nobody moved. So they got on. Both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were guests of different families on different floors in 2008 seeking campaign contributions. Electric buses, they do cut down the pollution, particularly on these hills. You frequently slip off the cables. You guys have to know how to read. One reason I come up here to look at the old girlfriend's house. She wasn't a girlfriend, I just wanted to meet her. Standing out here sometimes, cutting her. My life was brilliant. What's that song? My life was brilliant. She was an angel. I'm sure. Not here today. She'll never be here again. Anyone recognize this lady's house over here on the right? That turn. What you're looking at is the Mrs. Doubtfire house on the right side. There it is. Someone noticed this morning as we came back through the tunnel above Sausalito, the Robin Williams tunnel, as Mr. Williams owned property in Sausalito. On the weekends, holidays, you'd see him with his lady out there running their motorcycles occasionally. Standing by their motorcycles in the Sausalito Square. You notice these homes on the right, you gotta walk up 2-3 stories to get to the front door. Very rare. Looks like a cargo ship. Yeah. President Obama's here to meet diplomats, premiers, princes, potentates, senators. See 2 buildings in the estate back there. Klaus Spreckels designed the Victory Monument at Union Square, and you're all around Union Square. Take a look at it. You'd think the victory would be for the Union Army in the Civil War, but it isn't. It's actually for the victory in the Spanish-American War, the monuments to Admiral Dewey, Battle of Manila. Italian consulate here on the right. Check the flag. We've also got the Norwegian consulate, the German, the Canadian. They got everything. Here's the Hamlin School on the left, where the Power Trust sends their daughters to be educated. Matriculate. Yes, Klaus Spreckels, the Victory statue, the Goddess of Victory is on top. You can see her when you go back tonight. He did not flatter her figure. She was not an abstract figure. That was Klaus Spreckels' own wife, lovely Alma. Lovely enough, she could have had any of the bachelors in town. So why did she choose a grizzled old sugar beet baron like Klaus? Newspapermen wondered about this. They coined a very special term. We still use it today. Klaus, in fact, was the original, the one and only sugar daddy. Yeah, we've heard that since then, haven't we? He was more like a sugar granddaddy. Apparently, he was like 64 or 22 or something. She is the Victory statue on top. I'm going to turn left here. That's an interesting church up on the left, way at the end, that tower. Too dangerous. That creaked and cracked a bit in 1980. They don't trust that tower. They could come crumbling down on the heads of 700 parishioners. So although it's an interesting church, St. Bridget's has been closed. The floor is strong, though. Here's the interesting thing. The floor is strong. So the floor can stand the falling towers. So the basement right now is being used as a gymnasium. Robert Louis Stevenson, words he wrote in 1879. You see that as you enter the wine country on one of the highways. The wine was not bottled poetry, but that's all right. Stevenson was enamored with the woman, not with the wine. He come all the way from Scotland. He tried his hand at several trades besides writing. Nothing was working. He bought the lowest passage he could to come over here and court her. And when he stumbled off, he hacking cough. He picked up tuberculosis, which is no disgrace. Every third person had it back then, but not much of a calling card. Remember, he didn't have much money. Got to her house. Her father just turned him away. Forget her. Don't come in here. He couldn't forget her. He took rooms in the town. He ate the one meal a day he could afford. He ran a horse ride down to a place called Point Lobos, south of Carmel. He'd sit in a rock, think of his dream girl, how to get past her old man. One day he took out a sketchbook and drew the rock on the trees he was sitting on, the cliffs. He did a lot of sketches. He didn't think much of this one. Put it away. He got a good idea then. He went back and told her father not that he'd make it as a writer, but as a silver prospector. But you may know it from the movies. Marlon Brando. What movie? Mutiny on the Bounty. You go back that far. There have been 3 mutinies. I guess Clark Gable, you began overtime, if you remember that one. That ship, they say, is seaworthy. I don't believe it. Last year they tried to sail to Boston. They couldn't get past San Diego. But it's safe to walk on. Get a ticket there. You visit the Slumber of the airship and all this stuff. Aquatic Park.
has continued during history. In 1969, in a bid for political recognition, American Indians claimed out the tracks. Locate the signs of their occupation.
You paused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it posed deliberately?
Yeah, I've paused it. So, because we'll be out here a bit longer.
And it's because out in the Farallon Islands, 30 miles offshore, you get this
Yep, they like especially over there we have what's called pig thing. There's a pig too, but they like One more push, you're getting off, mate. He is too. Fella's joining in. Here's one. Oh, he's just coming in there. He's going underwater or something.
What Pebble Beach is, isn't it? Well, this is Pebble Beach. Beach and picnic area. Go down here. Hello. Hello.
Tame, isn't it?
With Spotify Premium, there's music in everything. Listen to your collection anywhere without a connection. Try Premium free.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Hello, dear. Hey?
to stick around, you can. If you want to finish the race, you can, because we believe in you. If you want to come back with a pina colada, you can do that.
Hey Ryan, bring us some pina coladas.
Ryan, bring us some pina coladas. We see you got a bike. Come on.
Gonna see if they teach me how low that I lose my head on being a student there. Can't you see it? Makes me so sick. I'm at the university. University,
Yeah, we ran, like, we walked probably about a mile, about half of it, but like, we actually ran, or like ran.
Ain't no rules in Richmond.
Some fancy dancing.
'cause I can't control my toes. No, 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 no. 24 hours ago, wanna be sedated, to nowhere to go, wanna be sedated. Put me in motion, I'll take you to the show. Hurry, 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 before I go to go. Reach for my fingers and I can't control my toes. Oh, 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 oh. Ba, 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 ba. Wanna be sedated. Ba, 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 ba. Wanna be sedated. Ba, 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 ba. Wanna be sedated. Ba, 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 ba. Wanna be sedated. I love you all. Yes.
Oh!
That guy posing. He's posing. Let's see, Redwood it says this one. Redwood.
Không xí đa. Muốn thế vậy?
Show us that hula hoop action up there. Hey Linda, say what? Turn down for what?